Hi, welcome to my channel, Look 10 Years Younger. I'm 45 years old and I review various anti-aging skincare products and treatments and supplements to let you know what works and what doesn't. Today we're going to be talking about keto and fat loss. So after you get to 40 years old, it becomes almost impossible to shift belly fat. So when you're in your 20s and 30s, you just need to do 10 minutes longer in the gym and you can get rid of it. It totally changes as you get older because your metabolism changes. So during these past lockdowns, when my gym has been shut, I've put on quite a lot of belly fat. Even though I was cycling, jogging, I was restricting my calories, I got fatter and fatter whatever I did. And someone randomly said to me, you do realize that belly fat specifically comes from carbohydrates. And no one told me that over 45 years, so that was news to me. But I started a keto diet and I really want to share that with you because it was really miraculous for me. So keto basically means you cut carbs from your diet. You can't cut them totally because they're in more or less everything, but as a general rule, you'd have 70% fat, 20% protein and 10% carbs. So you can eat meat, you can eat fish, dairy, cheese, nuts, oil, you can cook with olive oil and stuff like that. You can eat cream. But with vegetables, you have to avoid root vegetables like potato because obviously that's carb. And you generally can go for things like spinach and green leafy veg. With fruit, most fruit has a lot of sugar, which is carb. So you can go for things like berries, raspberries, but it is a bit tricky. So for me, because I'm pescatarian, it is even more difficult, but I'm proof that no matter what your dietary requirements are, you can do keto, you can make it work. The one thing I would say before you start, check with your doctor, especially if you're diabetic, because it can have negative consequences. So how the hell can eating more fat lead to weight loss? Well, under normal circumstances, our bodies break down carbohydrate into glucose and use that as the main fuel. However, in an absence of carbs, your liver will break down fat stores, turn that into ketones, and then those ketones are burned as the main energy source. So any ketones that are not burned for energy get urinated out of the body. They're not transferred back into the fat stores. Keto was originally developed to treat kids with epilepsy because it stopped them having seizures. But when they realized that it actually caused weight loss as well, the mainstream media grabbed hold of it and it became, a new diet fad, I guess you could call it. So I started exactly 2 months ago and I've lost 5 centimeters off my belly, which is pretty amazing. The good news is that it's really quick. So in the first 2 weeks of starting this diet, I definitely saw a difference. However, the bad news is that it's a bit tricky to follow this and stick to this diet. The first challenge is moving away from bulky foods like rice, pasta, bread, potato, which make up the bulk of most of our meals and make us feel full up. When you move away from that, it's difficult because I constantly felt hungry when I started this, and also you have to kind of get your head around changing the way that you eat. You can't base your meals around those carbs anymore, and it was really difficult. The first couple of weeks I spent ages in supermarkets just reading the labels of everything, trying to understand, because a lot of the products you assume don't have carbs actually have a lot of carbs, like drinks, fruit juice. When I first heard about this keto diet, you can eat as much fat as you want, I instantly thought, great, I can sit and eat cakes all day. But you can't eat cakes because most of them have flour and sugar, which is carbs. Second difficult thing is if you get invited to a restaurant and you want to stay in ketosis, then it's really difficult to sit there watching other people eat cake and chips and whatever. So you have to order salads and stuff like that, so it's difficult. So while you're doing this, you may want to avoid going to restaurants if you think you're going to be tempted to break the diet. And the third difficult thing I found is that when you are getting your energy from fat, you don't have the same energy levels as you do as when it's coming from carbs. So when I go to the gym, I don't have the same energy. I can't really explain this very well. I can go and I can do a workout, but I don't have the same energy. So, normally I'd have breakfast cereal and then go to the gym, and the carbs in the cereal just give me that kind of buzz. If you're not eating carbs, it's more difficult. So you feel a bit more flat. You can still go to the gym, you just need to get used to it. And the last difficult thing that I found is that when you cut brown bread, brown pasta, brown rice, all these bulky things that contain fiber, when you cut that from your diet immediately, it can cause constipation. So it did for me in the first week. So you want to make sure you're still getting loads of veg, or you can take a supplement. So now I want to share some of the life-saving things that helped me to get through this. And it took quite a long time to find some of this stuff. So this is low dough pizza bases. So you basically buy 2 in a pack, and in the UK you can get these in Holland and Barrett, or I will also send you the link where you can buy these on Amazon, or you can get them directly from the company and they're cheaper. They're basically really thin, carb-free pizza bases, or you can use them like a wrap as well. See how thin they are? Now these are amazing because you can put all the normal stuff that you'd put in pizza toppings on top of these, and they go slightly crunchy in the oven, so it's kind of like eating a pizza. So I put loads of mozzarella, pepper, tuna, whatever you want. You cook it for just 9 minutes, and then you get a really amazing pizza, which I love. When you're getting fed up of eating salads and stuff like that, it's great to kind of almost have a pizza. So I love these. They only keep for 3 days in the fridge though, so if you keep it longer than that, it tends to go moldy. Second thing is this Alpro no sugar soya yogurt. So it's basically got 0 carbs, so you can sit there and go crazy. You can eat the whole thing in one sitting if you want, and it's totally guilt-free. So these are available in Tesco. I think it's £1.60. So definitely, if you can get these or a similar product, definitely go for that. I've never been someone who likes cheese. Just the smell of it kind of makes me feel sick. But I've had to kind of look into different cheeses, and I've been really surprised. So I'm eating loads of these little Baby Bell cheeses. They contain like 0.001 gram of carbs per portion. So I eat a couple of these every day, which is great. I eat mozzarella cheese in salads and on the pizza. I fry halloumi cheese. So I've really got into cheeses because it's, protein and fat, but there's no carb in it. Avocados are another lifesaver because you can chop them up, you can put them in salad, you can just eat them as they are. There's different stuff you can do with them. Same with eggs. You can get creative and, see how many different ways you can, boil eggs, you can fry them, you can make omelette, tortilla, whatever you want to do. I'm eating loads of nuts because they're high fat and very low carb. So I eat walnut, hazelnuts. I eat lots of seeds as well, like organic mixed seeds, which I buy. There is a chocolate called Choco Logic, which just has 2.5 grams of carbs per 4 squares. So this is, you need something to give you a little pick-me-up, to kind of make life worth living when you're going for a diet. So this definitely helped me as well. I eat raspberries and blackberries, just stick them in a bowl and then tip in loads of cream. So, fresh cream, again, it's mainly fat. There's no carbs in it, so you can go crazy with that. This is my attempt at making ice cream, which wasn't bad. It's basically just xylitol sweetener, cream, a bit of vanilla essence. So what I definitely wouldn't advise you to do is to buy these keto friendly bars and breakfast cereals and stuff, because when you start looking into keto, you'll start seeing all these ads popping up on your Instagram and your Facebook advertising keto bars and stuff like this. When you look into them, they're really tiny. So this is a tiny little 15-gram bar. I can eat this in one bite. I can just stick this in my mouth, and it's got 4.5 grams of carb in it. So you kind of, it's still got carb in it, quite a lot for how big it is. And really, it's like if you chopped up a Mars bar into 5 pieces, it's the same thing, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like you think, oh, it's a cheat, but it's not, because you're not going to stay in ketosis if you eat these, because these little things, you probably want to eat 2 or 3 if you start eating them. This is another product which I bought. It was £7.50, which is hugely expensive for porridge, because I really missed breakfast cereal. And this is the Brave Ape Company Blueberry and Cinnamon Flavour Keto Porridge. So I was like, oh great, I want to try porridge, and it's only got 6.6 grams of carb per 30 grams. I say only, I mean 30 grams is tiny, for breakfast cereal. I'm used to eating a whole bowl. This tastes, I wouldn't say it's disgusting. It's not pleasant to eat. It's nothing like porridge, and it's got carb anyway. So these kind of things are, I don't want to say they're a scam. if you want to go on a low carb rather than trying to eliminate carbs, you could maybe go for stuff like this, but they're not a replacement for breakfast cereals or chocolate bars or anything. So I personally found that doing this keto diet has improved the way that I look at food. So I'm making everything from scratch. So it could be a salad or an omelette or whatever it is. I buy the ingredients. I'm finding I have to go to the supermarket a couple of times a week. I'm using masses of mushrooms and tomatoes. So it's made my attitude toward preparing food much better. So before I did use quite a lot of processed foods, which I wouldn't do that anymore. So all these kind of like things, you know, they're processed, so I wouldn't really go down that route. So this is my belly, I'm ashamed to say, before, and that's me after. And this is my love handle area. You can see before and after. It's not such a marked change here, but I can definitely see a massive difference myself. So what about the long term? So obviously if you're taking you know, some vital components of a healthy balanced diet away, you can see why a lot of people would say this is not, you know, healthy at all. So I wouldn't do this forever. I think I'm going to do it for another 3 weeks till I've totally lost the fat that I want to lose, and then I'll kind of go back to maybe having a main meal in the evening with carbs, but maybe the other meals I would try to keep it low carb. The thing is, for me, it's my belly is the result of 45 years of not knowing about this. So I don't know how my body will react when I go back to carbs. I don't know whether I'll suddenly bloat back and be exactly the same in a couple of weeks, or whether that would take years. I don't really know, but I would say it's not something that's sustainable, because eventually you will want to eat bread and pizza and all those things that you miss. So you can definitely do this for a period of weeks or months, but I think eventually you will want to go back to eating normal food, but maybe you just want to eat carbs in moderation. So you have to find out what works for you. So thanks very much for watching. I hope this has been helpful for you, and that I've shown that it's not that difficult to do keto, even if you're a vegetarian or whatever. Please hit the bell and subscribe, and thanks very much for watching. Have a great day.